Hey everyone, unfortunately the original Gurren Lagann video got claimed and deleted, so I had to cut out some stuff, but I made this version even better than the original. Let's hope it works. Enjoy! Welcome back to another episode of Amazing Animation Analysis. In this show I find amazing animation and go into the very details of why and how it's so awesomely made. And in this episode we'll be talking about Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann is an original series created by Gainax. Here's the quick rundown of the story. In Gurren Lagann, humans are forced to live in underground villages. This is enforced by the gunmen, giant mechs that roam the surface. They slay any human that dares to emerge from the ground, making it quite impossible for humanity to escape. The plot focuses on Simon and Kamina, who live in one of these underground villages. Simon is a timid young boy with no real aspirations. Kamina, on the other hand, is more of a rough and tumble kind of guy, bent on making a name for himself. It's a great dynamic, and their personality can be seen in their designs, poses, and of course animation as well. In the series, they soon find Lagann, a mech buried deep underground, and with it, they beat an enemy gunman and bust out of the village. They establish the Gurren Brigade, get mechs of their own, and find out in order to free humanity, they have to beat the leader of the gunmen, Lord Genome. And that's just the beginning! The essence of the series is that if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. You gotta kick reason to the curb and go for it. If there isn't a path, you'll carve one out yourself. If there's a wall in your way, smash it down. Who the hell do you think I am? The show is great, and I would definitely give it a watch if you haven't already. The director of the series is Hiroyuki Imaishi. Imaishi has directed a lot of popular series and films, including Dead Leaves, Kill la Kill, and Panty and Stocking. Plus, he worked on Neon Genesis Evangelion, Furikuri, and Full Metal Alchemist. This man is truly a beast in the animation scene, and an inspiration to animators across the globe. Anyway. Gomenne, Imaishi-san. For this analysis, we'll be going to episode 8 of the series. The Gurren Lagann Brigade is fighting against the forces of Lord Genome. All seems to be going well, but right in the middle of battle, Simon can't concentrate. Kamina takes it upon himself to snap him out of it, and he does so by the most over-the-top way possible. He freaking rolls up a ship, and he punches Simon in one of the biggest punches anime has ever seen. Afterwards, he gives a classic Kamina speech about believing in yourself. Or for Simon to believe in Kamina, who believes in Simon. But let's not get distracted. So the punch is key here, and that's what we'll be analyzing today. But why this particular shot? Gurren Lagann has so much amazing animation packed into every episode. Why this one? I'll tell you why, stop harassing me. There I was, animating on someone else's project with the same excitement as ever. So this is my path in life. Working on someone else's stuff. Working for money, working to work. The shot I was working on wasn't panning out that well. I needed some reference and I looked at some shots in Gurren Lagann. And then... Time for another amazing animation analysis! And that's why we're gonna do this shot today. And the question for this episode is, how can a punch have so much drama and weight behind it? How can a punch be so amazing? Well, in this episode, we'll put Imaishi-san to the test and see how he does just that. Anyway, without further ado, let's start analyzing! So Simon is hesitating. Kamina beats down an enemy gunman, tells the brigade he'll do something about Simon, and this is where we start the analysis. So the mech was rolling, and he keeps rolling up, slams his face against the deck of the ship, and Kamina rolls out. It's such a cool idea and awesomely executed. Let's start with the mech first. I really like this asymmetrical arm slam. Makes the movement feel more wild and uncontrolled. The arms bounce upwards because of the heavy impact. Then the mech tilts and falls to the left side. This happens because the left arm bounces up first, putting the center of gravity to the left side. It's cool the arms follow the pivot point of the shoulder so mechanically. It makes it feel robotic. What's also dynamic about the slam is that the palm slams down first and the fingers drag behind. When the arm goes back up, the fingers drag as well. This makes it feel that the arm is swinging down and bouncing up at super high speeds. The rebound of the head against the deck is a nice way to open the mouth where Kamina comes out of. Just feels like the right way to open it up. Also notice that the slam is just one frame. It's so hard, it needs to bounce up immediately. The Kamina roll is a bit standard, but it's awesome that he takes off his cape while jumping out. I didn't even notice it when I watched it the first time. It even follows the mech all the way down. Man, this shot is awesome. Let's just see that again with the previous one. Gah! Imaishi, you son of a gun. The next shot is also super crazy and very Kamina-esque. He just rolls up to the head of Lagann, bumping and hopping uncontrollably, increasing the excitement. Frames like these work well. He smashes down and springs back upwards. The force goes up, which causes his legs to bend downwards. Let's just look at these frames where he keeps rolling forward. You can see which body part is leading and which are following. Let's focus on his middle and see how it leads the roll. The legs follow the middle and roll behind it. He gets launched from his shoulders and jumps into the next shot. Alright, strap in. Cause this is the meat and potatoes. This is where the punch begins. Kamina drops on the head of Lagann, tells Simon to open up, and already starts his punching motion. We know what the hell's gonna go down. The drop starts slowly and speeds up when getting closer to the camera. What's also nice are these two frames of his hand. He pulls back with his body, he untightens his hand, making his fingers stay in place. In animation, this is called an overlap, and it makes the action more interesting and dynamic. On to the punch. Kamina's middle goes up first, and the rest of his body follows. He sways his body to the right, making a big anticipation for a big punch. His arm follows, making it feel quite slouchy and dramatic. His body turns, his arm follows in a nice arc. And if you want to know why arcs are important, watch my One Punch Man analysis. Simon opens up the cockpit and Kamina still winds up the punch. We're almost there. A nice touch is that Kamina's legs contract inward while he's winding up, making his entire body coil in anticipation for the punch. And here it is, the punch. Now Kamina is already moving his body forward, leaning into the punch. His arm, however, is still moving up. He's opening his chest up as much as possible before punching as hard as he can muster. You can just feel it's gonna be one heck of a punch. The punch has been telegraphed for such a long time that when he finally punches Simon, it becomes that much more dramatic. We need to feel that this can be a punch that can shake Simon to his core. This is all needed to make it as believable and epic as possible. Right before the punch, there's his camera movement. Just a quick zoom in right before the punch lands. This is for extra impact. This is the punch without the zoom in. Now let's super focus on Simon's cheek. Simon's head gets turned around. His cheek brushes against Kamina's arm, and the force of it makes Simon's cheek fly upwards. Let's look at that again and focus on the cheek. It's fat, wobbling up and down. It's a nice little detail. We settle a bit in the final frames and move right into a replay of the punch in a second camera angle. What would make this punch feel even more dramatic? A replay, giving it more screen time, making it more important. Now this shot is wild. It's what made me want to do AAA in the first place. Let's look at it frame by frame. There's no indication that the punch is coming. We know enough from the shot before. We just immediately jump into the fist punching Simon. And the frame looks great. Look at the force it evokes. The fist is inside Simon's face. The speed lines, the teeth sticking out, it feels heavy. It feels impactful. It feels wonderful. And it just gets better. In the next frame, the fist is going even deeper into Simon's face. His entire face gets blown back. Next frame, we jump back to the fist grinding against Simon's face. It slowly grinds into him and pushes his head away. Now why is this amazing? I'll tell you why. In animation, I generally see two kinds of punches. Either the powerful impact of a fist slamming against a face, or the dramatic grinding face punch that pushes someone back. And I thought you had to choose. I thought you can't do both. But this has the powerful impact and the dramatic face grinding all at once. And Imaishi, our god and savior, is showing us how. So let's see how. First, the impact. How do we get this impact in here? Come on, I'll tell you. When you throw a ball, it has a certain energy. If that ball smashes against an object, the energy transfers to the object and the object reacts. It can absorb all the energy, it can expel it by breaking the object, it can make the object fly away, or it can bounce back the energy. Usually it's a combination of these things. Normally when you punch someone, it transfers the energy and they get blown away. But here, the energy bounces back. What's so great about this is that we can actually feel how much energy is being used. The more energy you apply to an object, the more it changes the object. And in this case, it's Simon's face. His face gets scrunched up, blasted to the side, and bounces back the hand of Kamina. Energy is applied, energy gets absorbed, and the rest of the energy bounces back. These frames go by so quickly that you don't really notice it, but you sure as hell can feel it. Of course there's also a camera shake to help you feel the impact. On to the grinding. Kamina's punch is so strong that he pushes even more energy into it, pushing Simon's head back. he actually twists his fist downward into it, which makes Simon's face twist upwards. This gives us a nice corkscrew punch idea. These frames are great too. He finally punches Simon away and he flies off into the next shot. Simon gets slammed into the back of the cockpit. His face goes in first, his body follows. In the meantime, his hand slams into the cockpit and bounces back forward. His legs follow one by one, get hyperextended out, and retract back into a more relaxed position. It's the perfect follow-up to this amazing punch. And then, there's a quiet shot where nothing happens. It allows the viewer to catch up and feel the impact of what just happened. Lets the viewer say wow, or holy hell, or hot dang, to register everything. Got it? So, what makes this punch so great? It's not only the shot itself, which is amazing. It's all these shots that lead up to it that make it so impactful. It's the crazy hectic build-up, the extremely slow wind-up, the amazing punch, the blowback, and the silent aftermath. They've put so much hard work and thought into this sequence so that we would really believe in this punch. This isn't the wind-up to the punch. This is the wind-up to the punch. Of course, the story and stakes are important too, but we sell the story through great animation. And you know, this punch did more than just that. Like Kamina knocked some sense into Simon, Imaishi knocked some sense into me as well. It made me want to create more amazing animation analysis after all this time. It made me want to work on my own projects. And Imaishi-san taught me that if I believe in myself, I can do anything. I just gotta kick reason to the curb and go for it. If there isn't a path, I'll carve one out myself. If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down. Who the hell do you think I am? That'll do it for this episode of Amazing Animation Analysis. It feels really great to be back on track with the series. Now, if you don't know, I saved a little money to focus on amazing animation analysis for 6 months. There will be episodes, mini-episodes, and some stuff in between. If you like this idea, you can support me on Patreon, and there you can donate some money. And with your help, we can extend those 6 months. And with enough help, I can focus on AAA for a long time to come, which would be my dream. I love analyzing animation, and I hope you like it too. And together we can learn and become the most powerful beings in existence. In any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week with a mini AAA.